Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. I'm going to go over the review for our paycheck to paycheck budget from February 9th through the 22nd. If you've watched any of my videos before, you know that I do a monthly budget at the beginning of the month to kind of get an overview of, you know, what bills and expenditures we have for the month, and then I break it down and do paycheck to paycheck, because it just makes more sense to me to do it this way, the paycheck to paycheck way. The reason I continue to do the monthly is, like I said, to get an overview, but also so that I know, kind of based on what we make or what we budget that we make, I know what we need as far as, you know, the variable expenses as well. So for instance, most people have one of their paychecks more expenditures come out, like their rent or car insurance or anything like that. So say you have your first paycheck comes in and it's, you know, the smaller bills are in there, and then you have a ton of money, you know, that at the end of after paying those expenses, and you think, okay, well, I have all this, you know, money, I can spend it on whatever, or even transfer it to, you know, your baby steps and pay off debt. But then the next paycheck comes and it's not enough to cover the expenses that you have that month. So I like to do the monthly, that way I know for sure I'm saving the correct amount of money, and I have the correct amount of money for the bills for the next paycheck, if that makes any sense. Sorry, I'm kind of like rambling to try and explain it, but I find it better to get a better overview to do that and then break it apart paycheck to paycheck. So I'm going to review how we did on our paycheck to paycheck. We actually did pretty good. First, I'm going to put this into frame and then kind of show you some of the weekly spreads for this period. It's the 9th through the 22nd. So this is what it looks like. If you haven't seen my videos before, thank you for stopping by, and I'll kind of explain how I do my weekly layout. So this first section I use for anything coming in on this top half of this first box, or this first sections box, and then any expenses as far as bills and things like that I put on the second half. So I put like paychecks and refunds on this top part, and then on the bottom part, you know, any bills or anything. This second section, the second row, I have these spent stickers that I've printed out. So I put, you know, what we've spent during that day. I don't break it apart as far as, you know, the different like cash envelopes and things like that. On here I just put basically what's on the receipt. So like, for instance, I have $66.82 from, you know, Walmart, but that most likely was multiple categories. So I don't split it up here. What I do is I split them up on my expense trackers. So I have expense trackers that I created, and so they have it for each section. So like entertainment, personal care, miscellaneous, medical, home, you know, pocket money for myself, my husband, things like that. So that's where I break it apart. So like Walmart, for instance, say it was, you know, part of it was groceries and part of it was, you know, my pocket money or something. I would have the part that was groceries on the grocery expense tracker, and then the other part on mine. That way it correctly reflects what fund it's coming out of, basically. You can download it. Had many requests for this, so I did create a downloadable or a printable, I guess, or whatever. So I will put a link in the description box below. I think I priced it at like $1.99 to download that. So it'll be there if you want it. And then on this third row, not column, this third row, I have these little stickers that I created for the balance that I currently have in certain funds. I don't do all of them, obviously, but I do my spending money, my husband's, gas, dining out, and groceries, and then the miscellaneous section. Those are the ones we spend the most money out of, so that's the one I want to keep like a tally on visually like right there. I keep the tally on the expense trackers obviously as well, but I'd like to see it here on a daily basis. It also makes me come back to the planner on a daily basis as opposed to just kind of filling it in every once in a while. I do this daily. You know, as soon as I have something I spent money on, I go ahead and update the balances here. And I do that on the expense tracker as well. So we got paid on the 9th, and I will fill out the actual budget review thing in a second, but we got paid on the 9th. We also got 2 additional checks. One was for an escrow reimbursement, which was quite a bit of money. It wasn't expected, so that was awesome. And then I also, and I don't know where I put that check, but I had it a second ago. Anyhow, I also got, oh, there it is, an Ebates check. And I will put my like referral link thing in the description box. If you use it, I think you get $10, and then I get $10 or $5 or something. I'm not really sure. I've never done it before. But I have always been very skeptical about Ebates, but I figured I'd try during the Christmas season, and I got a check for $38.02, which was pretty awesome, since I wasn't expecting that, so that was awesome. I was gonna spend that money online anyway, so just, I have the app on my phone, and the times I'd remembered, I used it. There are quite a few times I forgot because I'm not used to doing that. And even right now, I keep forgetting to do it. I try and remember, but it's not something that's a habit for me. But if you're gonna spend money online anyway, you might as well do it through Ebates. So it is legit. I really didn't think it was. I'm gonna go closer. It's not adjusting. Oh, there it is, $38.02. So it's pretty cool. I don't know. So anyhow, we got 2 additional checks that I wasn't expecting. So I have that on here. Our water bill came out on the 10th, and then our Hulu on the 15th. I had some returns that I did. So, oh, there too. And with the returns, I want to explain, I actually credit back whatever fund that came from. So if, you know, I spent money out of my personal money at Target and then I made a return for those items, I will put it back on my pocket money, or, you know, on the expense tracker and on this balance here. I kind of want to explain that because you will see I did a lot of returns, specifically to Michael's. I returned $246.09 worth of stuff that I shouldn't have bought to begin with, but I did in, I think, December and January. And I hadn't used any of it, so I returned it all. And yeah, it was crazy embarrassing to make those returns. It was so embarrassing that I went to 3 different Michaels so I could split it up because I didn't want to do all of it at one store, which is also embarrassing to admit that I did that, but it was so embarrassing to make those returns. So, but yeah, so lesson learned, don't overspend. But yeah, it was all mostly Happy Planner sticker books, which I would love to have kept. I think during December when they had like the 60% off sale, I think I bought every single sticker book for the classic, and I returned like most of them. I think I held on to like 4 or 5 of them, which they're super cute, but oh my god, that was so much money. Anyhow, so, and I did a couple other returns, and then this actually came out of my miscellaneous budget. This is what I spent on my husband's birthday. I'm gonna zoom in a little bit. Oop, wait, wrong way. And yeah, there we go. All right, so that I actually spent, or I took it out of my miscellaneous budget. That was what I spent on my husband's birthday. So there's that. What I'm gonna do is go ahead and, nope, zoom out, not in. Zoom out, and then fill in the paycheck to paycheck budget kind of review, and then go over that. So I will have this zoomed out, and then I will zoom in so you can see the actual numbers. So let's see. See how much we were paid. Sorry. So not efficient here. All right, so my husband made Quite a bit more on this paycheck than we were expecting. It was $1,763.76. Mine was $243.34. Oh, and then those, obviously we didn't have any budgeted for that random amount of checks we got, so $783.57. So that is 173.76 plus, I can't do that with my left hand, sorry. Plus 243.34 plus 783.57. All right, so that's 2,790.67. That's way over what we had planned on getting, which is awesome. All right, and then the difference. All right, so we brought in 1,290.67 more than what we had anticipated. Okay, so bill-wise, our water was 90. Hulu, how much was Hulu? It's like $9.06. 906. Internet, I paid 50. Car insurance, life/trash, and dental are actually sinking funds, but I require myself to pay those since those are bills that are coming. So I just have it in as fixed bills, even though I'm not actually paying for my insurance right now. I'm not paying the trash or the dental. I am putting it in a sinking fund in the bank, a savings account that I opened, but I'm treating it like a bill so that it doesn't, I don't not put the money in and then the bill comes, for the insurance, and then I'm not in a good spot. My life insurance and my trash, I go ahead and lump that together because they're both quarterly. So I just lump that into one account since it'll be coming out at the same time. And then my dental, I don't have dental insurance, but we do have a dental savings plan, and I think that is not going to be due till, I want to say, November. So anyhow, so that is the amount we put in. Ooh, I'm writing with the green pen. I didn't mean to. Oh well. And then 90, 70, and 75. By the way, these are those friction pens. I always forget to mention that, and anytime I'm watching somebody else's YouTube video, I always wonder what kind of pen they're using. So this is a friction and a 0.7. These are awesome, the Pilot friction. They're erasable. I actually don't like to do it because I tend to do it when it's still a little wet and it smudges. So you have to let it dry before you try and erase with the friction. But I just like gel pens in general, and I like how they write. Anyhow, so I'm gonna go ahead and go over the, oh, well, this one. There's no overage in any of these, but I get a whopping 94 cents overpaid on that one. And these are all paid, so I should check those off. All right, so, okay, so the variable expenses. I'm gonna flip over here on the Happy Planner on my little stickers here. So I'm gonna go ahead and put what the balances are, and then I'll put the actual since I have to subtract those out from each other. So anyhow, groceries, we had 82.84 left over. Restaurants, we had $20.52. Gas, we had $11.84. Entertainment, we didn't actually spend anything because there's nothing good on Redbox that I've seen. Unless you guys have a recommendation for anything available on Redbox to rent, because I'm not finding anything even for the kids right now. So leave that in the comments below because I'm not finding anything. Personal care, my husband didn't get his hair cut during this period, so we have that still. Pocket money, okay. So that's, oh, that's here. All right, so I have 171.83. Now you'll notice I budgeted 50, so I made a ton of returns, so that's why my balance is higher. I have more left over than when I started because of my returns. So that's kind of why I explained that earlier, just so that made a little bit more sense when I was writing this down. My husband has $35.79 left. My kids don't have, I don't believe in allowances, my kids don't have one. The reason I have that there is I am planning on creating like a chore chart for them that they can earn money on. Because like I said, I don't believe in just giving my kids money to give them money. So that has nothing in it right now. Medical, I didn't budget anything for medical. I didn't think we had any medical coming up, but apparently my husband had an appointment with his chiropractor slash soft tissue guy and didn't let me know. So we did spend $55 on medical. However, I took it out of the miscellaneous since I didn't budget for it, but I did want to write that down there just so that I remember. So that is a negative $55, but like I said, that's just kind of for informational purposes because I did take that out of the miscellaneous fund. I also took, like I said, my husband's birthday stuff out of the miscellaneous as well. All right, so miscellaneous we have 177.71. Okay, and so you'll notice that number is bigger than what I started. That's also because of returns that I made. So there's that. Now, let's see, I'll go ahead and put this stuff, oh, that dries or it'll smudge. All right, so actual spent was $297.16. That's just the difference of the 380 and the 82. So on restaurants, we spent $4.48. Gas was $88.16. I already did the math on this. I have it on another paper because I didn't want this video to be longer than I'm sure it already is. All right, so my pocket money, I have a negative 121.83, and that's because of the returns that I made, so I returned more than I spent kind of thing. My husband spent $14.21. Miscellaneous, same deal. We returned more than we spent, so negative 1206. All right, and all of those, when you add that up, is 270.12. And when you add this column up, it is 525.53 that we have left over. So that's pretty good. This carryover column that I created is for money that I'm gonna roll over into the next, I guess, pay period or whatever. Or not into the next pay period, sorry. Money I'm gonna roll over into that cash envelope. So keep basically in the cash envelope. I'm not gonna do that with groceries or restaurants. It's basically gonna do like a clean slate for all of these. The only ones I think I'm gonna do is entertainment, just in case we wanna go somewhere, which I doubt, but whatever. Personal care, I won't roll over. My spending money, I will roll over. And my husband's spending money, we will roll over into our cash envelope. We don't actually use cash envelopes. We will if we need to, if our spending gets out of control or anything like that, and we feel like we need to kind of keep ourselves in check. But for right now, we're not, you know, I just keep it, keep tally of everything on the expense trackers, and I'm very aware of, you know, the budget and everything like that. So For right now, we're okay with not having an actual cash envelope. I just keep track of everything as needed. So that's that. Obviously there's no carryover in my negative. I'm also not going to carry over the miscellaneous into the cash envelope. So that's that. Anywho, so that's that part. Now, printed out this too. Let's fill this in. I'm gonna switch pens because I didn't mean to use my green one to begin with. I wanted the blue one. All right, so the 9th to the 22nd. All right, so total fixed bills. So that's, add that up. All right, so 90 plus 10 plus 50 plus 250 plus 90, 70 plus 75. All right, so our total budgeted bills is, for fixed bills, is 565.70. For the actual, it's 564.76. That's just subtracting that whopping 94 cents for that under budget for Hulu. Total variable expenses. So budgeted, I had $795.65. So $795.65. And then actual, I spent, or whatever we spent, $270.12. $270.12. Okay, so that number's right in there. Budgeted fixed bills plus $795.65. So $1,361.35. And then actual expenses spent 76 plus 270.12 is 834.88. 488. All right. So total income budgeted is always, well, is in this first paycheck $1,500. Actual is way higher, 2,790, 790, 67. Okay, so total budgeted expenses is this one right here. So 1,361.35, and total is of actual is 834.88. So 1,500 minus 1,361.35. All right, so it should have left us budget-wise 138.65. Now I know technically Dave Ramsey does the whole every dollar, and that should be a zero. However, because you know my next pay period is the bigger bills, and so I do that whole monthly thing and split my miscellaneous and all that stuff, all my variable expenses budgets in half. That's why I have, you know, a little bit of extra in there even on my budgeted. I will have a ton extra in my actual because of those additional checks that I had. So 2,790.67 minus 834.88. So what we're left with is actually 1,955.79, which is amazing. All right, so I'm not transferring anything, even though I have a ton in there. I'm not transferring anything to the sinking funds. I like to do that once I get right before I get my first paycheck. So I've already done that. Out of the previous check, I put some money towards my sinking funds. Obviously the ones that I pretend are my actual bills, But then I also put some in a couple of other accounts. But so I'm not doing anything in sinking funds out of this period. Same thing with the emergency fund, because I'm already at my $1,000. So I'm not, actually I'm on baby step 3 now. I literally just switched over, so I do need to start putting stuff into that. Keeping in cash envelopes. I'm not keeping anything in the groceries or the restaurants or the gas. I am keeping the $5 for the entertainment. I am not keeping anything in the personal care. And then I am keeping my pocket money, which was $171.83, and my husband's $35.79. So basically we'll get our $50 on the next budget, and then I'll just add that to it. So when I set up my budget for the next pay period, it'll have $171.83 plus the $50. So to carry over for the next period will be the $1,955.79 minus $5 minus $171.83 minus $35.79. So we'll actually have a lot carrying over. 1,743.17. So that'll carry over for the next pay period, but then when I get right before I get my first check of March, I'm gonna transfer a ton of stuff over to sinking funds. So yeah, that is our review, I guess, for the first paycheck that we got for the month of February, for the 9th and the 22nd. I will do the budget in the next video for the 23rd to whatever 2 weeks is for that. If you have any questions or comments, leave them down below. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up and consider subscribing. I will do that budget video for the next pay period hopefully soon. I was going to do it tonight, but it's gotten really late, so probably won't be doing it tonight. So hopefully I'll do it tomorrow and upload it tomorrow or Tuesday, because today's Sunday. So, oh, you know what? I was going to, zoom in a little so you can see the numbers on this. Sorry. I know it gets like blurry before it gets better. But anyhow, so if you have any questions about any of this, how I'm doing it, how I came up with any of the numbers or anything like that, feel free to leave them down below and I'd be happy to answer them. That is it for now. Hopefully I'll talk to you soon and see you back next time. Thanks. Have a good one.